in the background. He's getting mad at his Roblox. And I am at my daughter's soccer practice, so it's not the greatest timing, but I wanted to give you the respect of hopping on for a couple minutes.
Okay.
And if my son's character dies, you might hear him scream. But he's okay, I promise. Buddy, it's okay, it's just a game. So I'll give a little summary. I can't promise that I will answer everything. Mainly because there are a lot of moving pieces still going on right now. But I do want to be clear that people have me wrong, and it's okay if people have their opinion about me. I don't hate anyone for that. But I did what I felt was best to do and what I felt God wanted me to do and what was right. And I'm at peace with that. And I hope that it helped people that are victims of these lawsuits. That was my goal. I was reached out to and offered money as well as to drop a lawsuit that was filed against me back in September in exchange for me to testify under oath. And it was laid out for me very detailed what he wanted me to say, such as attacking cars, harassing him, following him. Again, I'm paraphrasing. I don't have his message in front of me, but there was a number of things that he had put in there. I'm sure that screenshot is now floating around. And so I immediately, when I got that message, called one of the defense attorneys, and I'm going to keep everybody's name protected for now. I'm not going to tell you which attorney I spoke to, but I called an attorney that was representing one of the defendants, and I was like, this is what I'm getting. You know, what do I do with this? This is a crime. And immediately that attorney said to me, this is witness tampering. You know, this is an illegal bribe. But he was using third-party cover when he was sending it to me, which meant that there was going to be complications bringing that in as evidence. Because if that person was not willing to testify, then it's hearsay. And so he had said to me, if, he reaches out to you directly, we got to try to get him to say this to you directly. And so we hung up, and later that day, I get an email directly from John Paul. He reached out to me first, as the attachments that I gave to the judge will show. Prior to this, I have never, ever had direct contact with John Paul at all, except for the day that he walked into my office at work back in September. That was the last time we spoke. So it was quite surprising. And he was asking for photographs of a person who I won't name. And I said to the attorney, I'm sorry. I'm misspeaking here. I'm confusing. He showed me a photograph, and he was asking who the person was in the photograph. That's what he was asking me. And I assume it's because he wanted to file something against that person, but that's just my opinion. I have no idea why he was asking that. I didn't feel comfortable, obviously, giving that information out, and I'm not going to give that person's name here either. But I reached immediately back out to that same attorney, and I said, this is what he's asking. I'm not going to give this person's name out, but maybe this is my opportunity to ask him if, this bribe that he's offering really came from him. And he said, well, don't tell him you're not going to give him the name of that person. You have to play along because he wants something from you right now. So let's use that to our advantage. And so I never answered him on that person. But what I did do is I responded in some of the emails that are probably circulating now. And I basically summarized, it is my understanding that you filed a lawsuit that I was never served with. And now you're, trying to ask me to drop it in exchange for testimony. I went on in additional emails to ask additional questions because he immediately responded back with, yes, ma'am. Absolutely. If you show up that day, I will drop the lawsuit. And again, I don't want to paraphrase. I don't have these emails in front of me, but you're welcome to read them to everyone. But in summary, he was like, yes, that's true. I will drop it. I will pay you. I will find a way to bless you, et cetera, et cetera. So then I was like, well, I want to elaborate. I want him to tell me what he's asking me to say. So then I asked additional questions, and Chris was on the phone with me at that time. Everything I said was at the direction of calculated thinking and asking an attorney what to say in response. The attorney did not represent me. It just was literally me saying, hey, this is going to help you. What should I say? Yeah. And so that's how we handled it. And I responded, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 extra times just to get the information. And he confirmed, yes, those are the things I want you to say. These are the questions I'm planning to ask you in court. And there were statements made such as, if you're told or asked if I asked you to lie, say no, stuff of that nature. And so the person I was speaking with felt like I had enough evidence at that time. And so I ended the conversation. And then that attorney had a conference call with another attorney that Monday. And no, bud, we can't go outside yet. It's cold. You don't have your shoes on. Sorry, we're at my daughter's soccer practice. And so they had, the other attorney on the phone had wanted me to play along all this time until the February 26th hearing, wanted me to go to court and pretend that, I was going to go along with it. But then when I got on the stand, instead of saying what he thought I was going to say, just say the truth. And it would give the shock reaction, of course. I didn't feel right about that because I felt like it would only help the handful of defendants that were there that day.
That was my
and
cat.
I also,
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I also felt like it would only help a handful of people who were represented that day and not unrepresented people. And I felt like it was hiding a crime. Like I wasn't immediately reporting this to the police if I listened to that. So, I sat on it. I prayed on it. I was like, I don't know that this is the best way to go about this. And then I decided that I was being guided to reach out to the judge and reach out to the police. And then if nothing came of those two things, then I would go on the 26th and do what this attorney was asking me to do. But if it hit the fan before then that's the way it was supposed to happen if it helped everybody. Mm-hmm. I knew it was going to put me in danger. I knew it was going to cause a lot of anger, probably even some false rumors about me. I didn't care about all that. My only goal was, God's got me in this, and I need to do what I need to do to help people. I know what it was like when I was in those shoes, and if somebody had this information, I would want them to speak out. And so regardless if the people in question didn't like me or had wrong opinions of me or did like me, I just wanted this information out there to help everyone. It was not okay. So I am still, I have filed a police report, but I'm still actively communicating with police. That's why there's some things that I can't really share, because I am trying to get charges presented for it. And it's been escalated to a lead investigator.
Okay. Wow.
So
there's thank you for that, Melissa. The other Melissa that sent the bubblegum. I do have a question. If you can't answer it, if you can't, then say I can't answer that. You had mentioned that maybe that message between an account under your name in True Crime Read is fake. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, at the time, I was collecting a lot of evidence for what I was going through that I'm not going to really talk about what that evidence was, but that evidence was it did contain a lot of social media posts at that time, and it's time-stamped, and it was given to an attorney in Charleston, and they put it on a Dropbox, I think it was called. They kept it safe for me, basically. And if you look at the dates of all of that evidence in collaboration with the date of this screenshot that's floating around, there is absolutely no way the two could be happening at the same time, because I was being aggressively attacked on social media at that time with photos with a pig face, photos claiming I was going to lose my job, photos alleging they reported me to the real estate board, all kinds of things where I was being tagged in things daily at the same dates of these messages. There's absolutely no way the two would happen at the same time. In addition to that, my screen name back then, if you recall the last time I went on your live, and you probably could look back on your files, was Melissa_FBI witness.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept that for several months because I was being tagged and bullied on social media. I wanted it to be, if you were going to tag me, you had to tag something that made you look bad, you know. It was kind of like a message. And so my screen name was not what it is now. I didn't change it until the end of December. And I left my last name off. And so there are a lot of things that don't match. And I ironically still have all those records from back then because I wasn't sure what was going to happen in my situation, and if I would need them. So I have sent those things that I am seeing out to have the metadata reviewed on them, but I am planning to expose how they came to be once I have that information.
Awesome. Let me glance over and see if there were any other questions that maybe you could. You're talking about. You say that there's other emails. Are those?
Well, I saw that True Sunlight had shared some of the ones, and they do have all of them. They were the only person I shared this information with while I was talking to the attorneys. They've known this information from day one. They've kept it confidential because that was what was going to help all the defendants.
Yeah.
To do it the right way. But I saw a few of them were released. I have not seen all of the thread released. I'm sure it will be because, as I understand it, the judge gave it out to all the defendants so that they could use it. Mm-hmm. So there should be people out there that have all the emails and all the messages, but I have not seen them all posted yet.
Okay. Just glancing over. Did he ever talk to you in detail in any other time about what he meant by blessings?
What'd you say, bud?
What does my earpiece?
Yeah, that is an airplane. I'm sorry. Did I what?
Did he ever explain to you what blessing meant or what he meant by blessing?
No, I think at that time, because the emails were originally from just him directly, and then later on he roped in True Crime Ree, like CC'd her, but she never responded. Tyler, no bud, back up. And then he later deleted her and added Trisha Ross. And that person never responded either. So he eventually changed who he had copied in on his email thread. I knew what it meant because of the text messages I had. The text messages state money, pay you. Again, I'm paraphrasing because I don't have them in front of me, but those words were used. Hold on, but not that high. But then in the email, I think he started to rethink about trying to word things better, or at least my opinion is that's why it's changed. Mm-hmm. And so in the emails, he does change it to bless you and drop the lawsuit, and I will find a way to bless you and I will owe you. So he used all of those things in different wordings.
Yeah. Are you safe right now? Obviously, right now in this moment, you probably are, but do you feel threatened or do you feel like you might be in danger for coming forward?
I think it increases my risk of danger. That's my opinion. That's what I said to the judge in the email. That's what I've told police. I do think that the way that I went about it offers me more protection because I've done the right thing from the beginning. I've reported it immediately. I spoke to attorneys, I spoke to police, I spoke to the judge. Well, I didn't speak to him, but I emailed him. And so I think having the police report and all those things to show the precedence of this could only help me in that. I obviously can't speak for the future. I'm okay right now.
Mom, can I see a lot?
Tyler?
Why? What airplane?
You can't fly an airplane, bud. It's cold outside.
I miss my being little. So I reminisce because I'm waiting for grandchildren nowadays. Everybody, I don't know if you can see the comments or anything, but they are telling you thank you and that they stand behind you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I felt like this was the right thing to do, and I'm not going to say that I didn't wrestle with it. I mean, it would have been so much easier to say, oh, I'm sick, I'm sorry, I can't make it today, and just keep it quiet and get myself out of it completely. But then I felt like God just kept telling me that's not what's going to help everybody else. That's not the bigger picture here. And so I just wanted to do the right thing. So it does bring me peace in that. And I know that I will probably deal with some cyber attacks. My opinion, that will probably happen. But I just know that I did the right thing. And if anyone needs those documents and they didn't get them in court today and it will help them, then I'm willing to give it to them because at the end of the day, this is a crime and it should have never happened. And there needs to be accountability.
You're right. And some people are asking why the chess piece as your profile picture.
Well, we all know that that's a big piece in this whole situation. It's a big thing that a particular person loves to talk about. And I feel like I was very calculated in how I dealt with this, much like a chess player would need to be. It was a very dangerous situation to be put in, still is. I think I handled it the best that I could, reaching out to the right people, reporting it quickly and to the right people. I will say I was a little frustrated that it took Myrtle Beach Police a week and a half of aggressive emails for them to finally respond to me, but they are responding. And so I also took it upon myself because I did not want there to be rumors. If I did have to go to court and play along like this one attorney wanted me to and then expose it on the stand for the shock factor, I did not want it to be assumed or the possibility of rumors to be that I took a bribe because this lawsuit against me was going to get dismissed regardless. The 120 days had expired and the rules of civil procedure say you have to be served within 120 days. So at some point the court was going to dismiss this. And I didn't want it to be after. So I was calculated in that as well. I wrote my own motion. I wrote that myself and filed it and just kind of pushed the court to do it faster so that it would be dismissed faster and that all of this would be done on my moving and my accord as opposed to any possibility of any rumors that were not true. And so to me, the whole big picture on how I did that and how I handled the situation the best that I could felt like I was being calculated. And so that's what the chess piece represents. As soon as court was over today, I received a one-word email that said touche. I immediately knew that meant there was a lot of anger. I received various text messages that I don't want to share at this time, but they will be handled. And I'm not saying they're from him, so please don't make speculation. At this time, I don't want to share that, but I just felt like the chess piece represented being calculated, and it was a symbol of many things in this entire situation. So To me, it was a statement. I had an attorney tell me something. He said, you can either let this stress you, depress you, cause you anxiety, or you can roll up your sleeves and join the fight against corruption. And I was like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. And so when I see the chess piece, that's what I see. You know, I was calculated, strategic, overall basis.
That kind of leads me to one of my next questions. If you can answer it, if you choose not to, I totally respect that. And this is from, I see this in a few of the comments below as we're talking right now, so I'm going to try to reword it in a better way than what's in the comments. But there was a time when we kind of see like you come forward and appear to be a friend of Ree's. There were some posts that you commented on that she made. Was that a part of the chess game?
What I will say about that is I am a believer, and I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I'm a believer in standing for what's right in every situation, even when people may have wronged you. And I was like, I was the recipient of a lot of the videos that the True Crime Re account was posting back in September. And then later, she reached out and apologized. And I did tell her that I forgive her for that, only because I believe God wants you to forgive those who do you wrong. But that doesn't mean that when somebody shows you who they really are, that you don't believe them. And so I always keep in my mind, when somebody shows me who they really are, I can forgive but not forget. You know, I can be guarded and protected. And so a lot of the hate that I get is defending the fact that I've told Ree this herself, that I don't think that people should be attacked on the internet the way that they were. But I also don't think that she should be thrown into the hands of an abuser. If, I'm going to stand, and this is just me speaking for me, I'm not speaking for everybody else. Everybody's entitled to their own, opinions on it. But if I'm going to say for myself that I stand against domestic violence, then it would be wrong of me to take somebody who is a domestic violence victim and give their information to their abuser. And I felt that was wrong. Is it wrong, the stuff that has been done? Of course. But that doesn't mean that we go do that to somebody. And I didn't think that was right. That's just my morals and my conviction from God. I'm not saying that anybody is wrong in what they did. I just spoke up and feeling like that wasn't right. And so a lot of people thought, oh, she's Ree's best friend. Well, no, I didn't think this was right to do. I had seen messages from the abusive husband that were posted at one point, and it saddens me. People don't understand how dangerous domestic violence can be. I mean, maybe some of them do. A lot of people are victims of it, but I don't want to see somebody killed because they made a mistake on social media and they were thrown into the hands of their abuser. She should definitely have to own up to things that she's done to people or that are between her and people. But that's just where I stood with that. And I know it's an unpopular opinion, but it's kind of like what I did here with this. I felt the need to stand for what was right in that moment.
I'm seeing this question in the comments. I have to ask: did you take that photo of Cassie in Walmart?
I did not. I know that's been rumored around too. I actually tried to reach out to her at that time to be kind because I knew she was going through a lot. And I even talked to her on the phone, and I genuinely mean what I say about people. I don't have hate for anyone. I don't know. God, why you got my windshield wipers on? Even people who have said things about me, I don't have hate for them. At this point, I just pray for God to guide people and for the truth to come out. I don't know half of these people on here, and I really don't know any of them, even you, personally. And so I don't have a reason to hate people.
Do you know who took the photos?
I don't, but I've heard 3 different theories. I don't want to share those because I don't want to throw people under the bus who may be not involved.
Right.
I don't want to get involved in gossip or drama. I really don't. But I don't mean any ill to anybody, and I'm not here to hurt anybody. But yes, I've heard 3 different theories.
Give me just a second, Melissa. I'm just reading just something. So, Cassie, or sorry, Cassie, I do that every time, and I'm going to do it forever. Casey, it is in here, and she said that you messaged her and said that you saw her on the same aisle as Pick 15 minutes before it was posted.
Say what? I saw what?
You messaged her and said that you saw her on the same aisle as the pic 15 minutes before reposted it.
I just said that I messaged her. I did reach out to Cassie. I don't know what aisle the picture was in. I actually never saw the picture. But I did message her, yes. You don't have to get your shoes on, bud. Come on, let's go get your shoes.
I'm reading. They're saying that you text her and said you saw her on the canned aisle, and then 15 minutes later, the pic of her was on the aisle, and that was what was posted. Was there a text message or message her that you did see her before or after the photo was posted?
I don't know when the photo was posted. I just know the night that I saw her, I sent her a message. I don't have her number, so I didn't text her, but I just sent her a message directly.
Okay. All right. It sounds like you're busy there, and this phone's about to die. I hate to cut y'all down right now.
That's okay.
I've been live this morning. I made some videos. Like this has been just a crazy news day. But Melissa, I appreciate your openness and your willingness to come in here and answer a few questions. It is up to it's up to everybody. It's up to you all to form your own opinions. All I'm doing is providing a platform for Melissa, who was gracious enough to come in here and answer some questions regarding what is happening right now. And she's done that on borrowed time that belongs to her children. So I really, really appreciate that. I know how busy, crazy mom life is. My kids played sports. My son played soccer. I know how busy it is.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for asking me to come on here. And I'm sorry there's some things I can't share, but again, if there's anybody who needs the documents who don't have them, I'm more than happy to give them. So just let me know.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. And I'll be texting with you. Okay.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye. Oh, Tyler.
Bless his heart. Bye, Tyler.
Okay. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Yes, they did say bye to you. They're just in my AirPods.
Oh.
He's like, they didn't say bye to me.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
All right. Thank you so much. Everybody, thank you for coming into this special evening live. I would stay in here and chitty chatty it up, but this phone is like powering down as we speak. But I'm going to be live in the morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We can continue the conversation. I'm going to get my phones charged. And if you're a subscriber or want to be a subscriber and you hit the subscribe button, come on into Discord. We'll be talking about this throughout the rest of the night. And of course, you can always find me on somebody's panel somewhere, right? I'm always hanging somewhere. So if you can get there, come hang. We'll continue the conversation tonight, okay? I'm going to continue making my cup, which is what I come on here to do. Totally did not see this coming. I hope I done the best I could do for you guys to get some of the questions answers. Please know that I love each and every one of you very much. You make it happen for me, and I will see you in the morning. Make sure you follow me on any social media platform. All you have to do is look for the same username and logo. You can find me on any social media platform, especially YouTube. I'll see you in the morning. Be kind to one another.